Hello everyone, today I'm going to review a very underrated and maybe misunderstood lens for Fujifilm cameras, the Zeiss Touit 32mm f1.8. Hello everyone, my name is Andrei Dima, I'm a professional travel photographer and I love reviewing gear. So for more videos, subscribe. It took me so long to get my hands on a decently functioning copy of this lens at a good price. New, it is a bit expensive for a lens this old, but the price went down in recent years. But now, I finally have one, and what can I say? That Planar design doesn't disappoint when it comes to character, and this lens has some nice coatings that give you some really cool colors. This is the first thing that is misunderstood about this lens. Most people think this lens is a manual lens, when actually it has autofocus. I always thought that this lens was going to be big. I don't know why, maybe it is the Zeiss industrial design of the lens, but I was pleasantly surprised with the size and weight when I got it. I like the weight of this lens, it balances very well on my Fujifilm X-T5 and the X-E4. The build quality is nice, metal body, nice paint, engraved markings, the Zeiss logo on the side looks nice and I like that it is small. The aperture ring is made from metal with a rubber cover. It has clicks and it feels really nice when you use it, but I wish it was a bit harder to turn. The focus ring is made from rubber. I think this is just a cover. Feels nice? Well, it feels nice on this one. I tried another copy that was in worse shape than this lens and the rubber was a bit sticky. Some people take care of their gear, some, well, you get it. It has a 52mm filter thread, the mount is metal, but there is no rubber gasket. This lens is not weather sealed and I think the 12mm isn't either, but I used this lens in light rain and I was okay with the X-T5. Some people think this lens looks bad. I personally love the look. I am sick of normal looking lenses and this one looks special. Also, live and not in a photo, it looks totally different. Now, a thing that makes this lens special is one of its characteristics, and that is bokeh. You know how much I love the 35mm f1.4 for its character and micro contrast. Well, this lens is getting there. Maybe after I use it more I will even like it as much as I like the 35. But let's say this comes in second at the moment. The autofocus for photography on my X-T5 and with the lens firmware 1.03, yes, this lens got a firmware update that improves autofocus many years ago. So if you didn't know that, I added the link to the firmware update at the bottom of the description. It is good, on par in my opinion with some older Fujifilm lenses and maybe a little better than the one on the 35mm f1.4. And less noisier, but still noisy. When it comes to video, people that are going to watch after Fujifilm fixes their autofocus, I tested the lens on the X-T5 with firmware version 4.0. As you can see here, it is usable if you want to film static objects or yourself, but the autofocus still works in steps. By now, a Fujifilm stamp, and it hunts from time to time. That is sad because I love how the bokeh of this lens looks in video. The image quality of this lens is good, don't expect miracles from a lens this old. People looking for super sharp photos wide open should get the XF33mm f1.4. But the overall image quality is good as I said. You can see some purple fringing wide open, not as bad as the one on the 35 1.4, but visible. The center of the image wide open is okay in terms of contrast. The good thing is it has a decent amount of details. On a lower megapixel camera you will get better results. The corners are soft with low contrast. If center sharpness is your thing, stop down to f2.8 to get really good contrast and details even on the X-T5. The corners look good as well, but not perfect. Stop down to f4 for impressive image quality from corner to corner. Here is where the micro contrast of this lens really shines. Stopping the lens further won't make a difference. The lens stays sharp until f11. Overall, this lens has very good image quality if you want a lens with character, vintage look and beautiful colors. This lens is not for pixel peepers, it is for people looking for something more artistic. The barrel distortion and vignetting at f1.8 also add to the character of the lens, adding a 3D pop to the image. Not like the XF35mm f1.4, but different. That is a good thing because we don't want all special lenses looking the same. Flares are a big problem with this lens because they lower contrast a bit too much in my opinion. Keep in mind to always use the lens hood. The minimum focus distance is 30 cm. Decent, but you have to stop down to f2.8 or even f4 to get sharp photos. This lens is hard to recommend to everyone, especially with the obsession with sharpness from recent years. The people that want a lens like this will certainly want one. As I said multiple times, no photo won a prize for sharpness. Overall, I love this lens from its design to its image quality and bokeh. Not all lenses need to be the same, and if Fujifilm ever fixes their autofocus and this lens works with that improvement, it is going to be an amazing lens for video. If this video was helpful, like, subscribe, and if you want to support the channel, use the links in the description. Thank you for watching, see you next time.